Hey!
Whoa, this is exciting. We are live. We are starting Vibe Summer now. How are you vibing this summer, Brad and Harshil?
How are we vibing?
Yeah, how are you vibing? How is your vibe?
I'm going on vacation in 2 days. So that's and, it's probably not a great time to go on vacation, but, I really want to. So that's my vibe is, like, getting as much done as possible before vacation. I think that's my vibe.
That's your vibe. Okay, Harshil, what's your vibe?
Trying out swimming. So I've taking
Oh,
swimming lessons now. So I'm learning swimming, like trying to get really vibing into like the European summer, so I can go to the lakes and swim. So yeah, that's my vibe.
Okay,
nice.
this might end up being a long st can I tell a story about swimming in Europe?
Tell a story about swimming in
Okay.
Europe. Okay, we
This
have
this
that
sounds
time
like it's
before we
a
jump into the
really
challenge. It's good.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so
Before
now
we
you
dive into the challenge. So I used to live by the oldest, public pool in the Netherlands, and, one summer, I also wanted to, like, start swimming more. I've never really in my adult life just gone to a pool to swim. So like, no idea how it works, anything like that. So the first, like, 2 times I go, I'm swimming and I was just like I was kind of doing it for exercise and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these people are so slow." Like I felt bad because it was just like I kept having to like, what do you do? Do you just go slowly behind them? Do you try to go around? So I do that 2 times and then the third time I go in, sorry, this is a long story. There's someone in line ahead of me and she's like buying the swim pass and she was like it was like a very typical American in Europe cadence of like, "I'm so sorry, I don't really know how this works. Could you explain how this works?" And for some reason, I was like, "Oh my god, this is embarrassing," because I'm also from I don't know, like watching Americans interact with Europe can make me cringe sometimes. And then the person explains to her like, "Oh yes, of course. Well, so in the rightmost lane, that's the slow lane. And then in the middle lane is, just if you want to go faster. And then for exercise, go in the left lane." And then I was like, oh my gosh, I've been swimming with like the senior citizens and children. That's why. So I was actually really glad that she asked for instructions. So yeah, long story about swimming.
Oh, I once went swimming in a public pool in Greece, and obviously I don't speak any Greek. And I was confused by all of it. It was in Thessaloniki, but somehow they made me sign a form, and I needed to include information about my parents' names, and the address of my parents. I was like, I just want to go swimming here. So I had no idea, but it was a really weird form I
Oh,
filled out for entering a swimming pool. Okay, cool.
what are we
Enough.
talking about?
Yeah, definitely not about, yeah, well, I mean, I posted a picture of our goose. It has a swim. What's it called? The thing that you have around yourself, a swim,
Floaty.
a floaty. Yeah. So we have a goose with a floaty now for Wipe Summer. This is exciting. So I think everyone will love it. Well, I love it already. Yeah. So I see already a swim MCP incoming. That's interesting. Okay, but let's kick off. So we are here for Wipe Summer. We have 4 weeks with 4 interesting challenges, and today we will set the stage with challenge number 1. Brett, you haven't seen the challenge. I will walk you through the challenge, and you can ask all the questions that you have. And
Yeah.
then we explain a little bit more around the event. So let me start sharing my screen. And Harshil, also feel free to ask your questions, but you've seen the challenge before, so you might not have the same questions. So it should be also now live on GitHub. And here it is. So week 1 challenge. That's weird. Okay, challenge number 1. So it's all about Cloudflare workers and Fiberplane Codegen. People need access to Fiberplane Codegen, so you can drop your GitHub handle in the Fiberplane Discord in the Wipe Summer channel. You will get access. Then if you do it, we go into this maybe a little bit later. You can just take Fiberplane's Codegen and generate an MCP server from there, and also use the Fiberplane chat to add things or remove things. But if you want to take it on your local device for further development, what you need as a requirement is Node.js, an IDE of your choice, and then of course you can wipe with your IDE of your choice as well, a JS package manager, and a Cloudflare account later for deployment. And what is a challenge task? Build an MCP server that does your job so you can enjoy your summer vacations. Brad, actually, that's for you, right? So you can go on your vacations. You need to build an MCP server. But jokes aside, build an MCP server that helps you to be a little bit more productive. That can include tools to manage your calendar, but also if you need, for example, music to be more productive, you can also just try to include some maybe music APIs. What are the requirements that we are going to judge this on is basically the MCP server should be deployed and run on Cloudflare. So you need to share an URL afterwards with us. The MCP server should have at least 3 tools. And that's it. And yeah, here is some instructions of how to get started. The quick start definitely is the CodeGen chat. And then for the local development setup, there are some more things you have to consider and you need to be aware of. I also recorded a video before the stream, so I will upload that as well, which features a little bit of the local setup things and how you can import it. But Brad, with this task and this challenge, is that clear to you? Did you have anything in mind you would build?
Yes. No. Well, you were like, what is it that can do my job? And I was like, this is going to be a very, very broad and far-reaching MCP server.
Well, it's a little bit jokes aside. So maybe not do your job, but something that helps you to be a bit more productive. So maybe that's more the prompt here. So something that makes you and your life more productive, that makes you more happy when you are working.
Yeah. Well, so the other alarm bell that went off before I say what, well, I built an MCP server this morning that I actually quite enjoy. But okay, so for local development, I know you just recorded a video. There's a small tweak that maybe would be opaque to anyone downloading code, but we changed the Wrangler TOML to a Wrangler JSON-C in the downloaded code, and then now it only includes like database configuration if your app has a database and stuff like that. But I think it still might get confused if you add blob storage with R2. So that's something we're going to fix in the next couple of days. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think my video is then obsolete because I'm still using the Wrangler TOML in the video.
Yeah, but I think it's okay. It should be okay. I'd actually just, if for anyone watching, just if you go local development route, flag someone in the Fiberplane Discord to help. Just because there's some wiring you'll need to do probably to get things going locally. Okay, MCP server. So this morning, I built a pretty fun one. It is well, maybe I can pull it up. My desktop and everything is quite chaotic, so I didn't want to share my screen, but it's happening. Share screen. Do not disturb is on. Great. All right. Fiberplane.com. Now, I don't remember if I built it on preview when I was testing stuff. Let's see here. Not this one. Whoop, not this one. Okay. Apologies for not preparing this beforehand. You put me on the spot.
Sorry.
What do we got here?
While you're figuring this out, Nelly, can we talk about what Fiberplane Codegen is and what it allows me to do?
Yes, sure. I think it's a good question. So it's a platform that builds code that runs on a Cloudflare worker. So it always uses the Honc stack in the background. It's particularly good in generating backend code for you. So Honc basically means it's a database API that it's generating for you. It uses Hono.js, a super lightweight JavaScript framework. And then if you need any sort of database, it will use a D1, that is Cloudflare's SQL Lite database. And then for that connection, it will use Drizzle as an ORM to connect your worker to the database. I think that are all the components of the Honc stack. And that's typically what you will get when you generate code with the Fiberplane Codegen platform. And it also can include the AI SDK for MCP servers. So it also can give you out of the box an MCP server and deploy it to Cloudflare.
Yeah, that was
Sorry.
actually a good point to explain what this thing is. Thank you.
And maybe I was sometimes I saw that in a hack night where people also got it somehow to say it will build some front end and do some index HTML, but please don't. Like normally it's not really good in doing any front end stuff.
It's like, it's passable. I've done it as well. You can tell it to I actually think I added some specific instructions to the agent last week about how to handle HTML.
Okay.
And it might push back. It might be like, I don't wanna. I'm not meant to do this, but like as soon as we entered auth territory, we needed to be able to have it write HTML for login screens and stuff. Yeah, so it can do it. Just it's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be the best interface you ever seen.
Fair enough, makes sense. So for this Wipe Summer challenge, I would have to basically use Fiberplane Codegen to build MCP servers, but also I can also ask it to build APIs, right? So maybe later on I can also build like an interface. I have an MCP server which people can use with their AI tools, but also I have an API so that I can integrate with my front end and I can just have like a web app or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, I mean, for this, maybe just to tell people you don't have to build a front end. Maybe just as a hint to make it easy. So for the first challenge, don't spend too much time on thinking about it because it's all about the MCP server. And Brett, did you find your thing?
I did. And I forgot. There's just a lot of stuff I forgot here. So what's interesting to me is this Google AI API key. I think I started. Oh, we'll see what happened here. Okay, so I was testing one thing we just shipped today, which is you can attach text files to your chat that either describe what you want to do or maybe give some data that you want to use somehow with your chat. In this case, this is just like I was testing this building my project, and so I just copied the spec from a previous iteration of the project and then had it re-implement it. What I wanted to build. Okay, so a lot of the times when I'm on my phone, I'll see something and I'm like, ooh, I want to read this, and I just don't have time right now. And so I was also interested in using like an Apple shortcut because I know that's a very thriving community of like personal automation people, and I know that they have the ability to like post something to an API. So the easiest version of this is that I have both. So like I have an API endpoint that can accept just like a URL, and then I have an MCP server that. So when that API endpoint gets hit, it'll save the URL to a database, and then it will also like scrape the page associated with that URL, and then summarize it with AI, and then save that in the database. And then my MCP server just says like it has basic search functionality to like look through that database, and so we can look like, okay, what's everything in the past day that I saved, and what is it about? So it's like it can create a little like summary of your reading list of things that you want to read, and then you could use it in an MCP client like Claude, or I tested it inside the Fiberplane chat itself because we can connect to MCP servers from here. So that's the gist of the project. You can kind of see how the agent worked through it. And so it ended up using Firecrawl, which is a good thing for, what do you call it? For scraping URLs. It can return text in LLM friendly way. And then I used Gemini for kind of summarizing the pages itself. So you can see where my first deployment happened, all the information associated with that. And then once it was live, I had an API route. So let's see here. If I go to, this post/links accepts a payload, and so I could wire up a shortcut on my phone, such that whenever I like click a button, so I can do like a share on a web page. It would be cooler if I could show you my phone. I can click this shortcut and it'll just send that URL to my API. So I did that with something, and maybe let's see here. Oh yeah, so then I could fetch it with the from inside my MCP client. So it's like I saved the link with my phone, and then I asked right here, like, oh, what have I saved to my link backlog recently? And then was able to fetch all of those and then describe them with like a summary. So
That's super cool.
Yeah. Now it looks like I accidentally sent my own. Yeah, I didn't quite know how to use Apple shortcuts. So my first test, I sent the URL of the API itself instead of something to read. But yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. I got it. Honestly, it took way more time to figure out Apple shortcuts than build the API itself. But yeah, end of story.
A new CodeGen feature, make it work with Apple shortcuts in 2 steps.
Yeah. I was trying to think. Oh no, I lost my window. I was trying to think of like, because I think you can export them, and I haven't inspected like how exactly that works, but I think it's just like a manifest file, and then you can kind of like import the shortcut on your Mac. So yeah, I don't know, like shortcuts, I've known for a while that they're fascinating, but I've never really like had the chance to toy with them, and now I'm kind of hooked. I'm like, oh, there's so much cool stuff I could do. Because like another thing I'm guilty of, and then I'll stop talking, I promise, is like if I see like a tweet I like or a section of an article that I like, I just screen grab it, and I'm like, oh, I'll totally look back at this later, and I never do. And I'm pretty sure there's a shortcut so you can build to just like send that image, and then you could like send it to your service, OCR it, and do a bunch of cool stuff that way. Yeah.
That's cool. Nice. I mean, I think yours is way more productive. The idea I came up with, and it's also in the repo as an example, is a simple to-do list. And to-do lists are a good example to build, I guess. Like it's a go-to example for a lot of things. But I spiced it up a little bit with a rewarding system. So each completion of a task gets points. And once I have a certain amount of points, I unlock a new tool in my MCP server called Ice Cream Shop Finder.
Yeah.
And it uses OpenStreetMap to find ice cream stores near me. At least, like, you know.
Oh, I love it.
It's a little bit like you need to do your work, you know. I mean, I can just say I completed stuff, honestly, but and I'm wondering, because I think maybe we can do some further automation along this way with what we can do with the rewarding system and a to-do list. I don't know, but cool. I hope folks get a little bit the idea where we want them to build and what they should build, and you can also have fun. I think that's allowed, so you can also try out things and try out to integrate with tools. Apple shortcuts, I think, maybe if you like, but also any other APIs. And then should we talk a little bit about the format of Wipe Summer? Like I share the website.
Oh, what a nice website. What a nice website.
Yeah, no. I matched the website today with my purple t-shirt, by the way. Someone just pointed that out to me today. So yeah, we are here, Fiberplane and Cloudflare Challenge. Get your Wipe Goose on. Here is a challenge prize. The challenge prize goes to one person. It's an individual submission. So of course you could work in pairs if you like, but we only have one Amazon Kindle Scribe to give away. That's a cool thing where you can read books, but you can also use it as a notepad. If you go on View Challenge, that brings you to the GitHub page, and Submit Challenge will bring you to a Google form where we have a bunch of questions that you need for submitting. And then you have time until next week, Wednesday, when we start the stream again. The submission to win the Kindle will stop. We will not announce the winner, of course, next Wednesday directly, because we need some time to review your submissions. So it will be always 2 weeks afterwards. So that means in 2 weeks on Wednesday, we will have the winner of the first challenge. Nevertheless, while you are submitting the challenges, you can also earn to your swag bag. We have a final swag bag at the end. So if you complete one challenge, we have a super cool edition of a limited sticker sheet. It includes our goose, it includes all the partner logos. We will share it once we have it ready, as the design is ready. And then, you can you can see if you have 2 challenges, you get an exclusive pair of socks that comes from Cloudflare. And then with 3 challenges, we have a designed Wipe Summer t-shirt that is designed especially for this event. And then if you complete all challenges, you also enter a raffle for a 300 euro Amazon voucher. And for those rewarding system, the challenge stays open. So even the first challenge you can complete until the end of Wipe Summer, but only the challenge prize will be rewarded, or there is a strong deadline towards the challenge prize. Did I say that correctly?
Yeah.
Is that clear for you and Brett and Harshil? So is there a question left?
I do have I have like multiple questions. So what are the things that are needed for submission?
For the submission, yeah, let's go to the form. I think that that makes it easy. So we need the email address of a person. We need the GitHub handle. Or we have to. Well, I remove one email address. One time is enough. Then you can.
Confirming is good, right? So you got to type the,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, true. Type your email address 4 times. No. But yeah, confirming your email address. We want you to give us a link from your CodeGen chat. You can just paste it here as well, and then say a few words regarding your MCP server. And you should get a URL from the MCP server as well. So please give us the URL of the MCP server. And if you created it with authentication, or if we need anything to use your MCP server, also let us know. If there is something special, should not be, but like, you never know. We should be able to connect. That's the part. That's the point of it. If you want, you can link also a demo video if you want to walk through what you've built. Should be not longer than 3 minutes. It's already a good practice, because I think in week 2 we might have a really exciting partner and we need you to do a video anyhow. So I think it could be a good practice to do a demo video. And if you do a demo video, also feel free to just don't write anything here, or just do a dash, so that we know we have a link to your demo, where you probably will explain anyhow what your MCP server does. This is also only optional. You can also give us a link to your GitHub repo if you have it somewhere. Oh no, now I need to fill it up. The next side, sorry, I just walked through it. The next side will be some information regarding the final swag bag. We already asked for your t-shirt size, so we know more or less how many t-shirts we are producing. We are asking for your address, so we can prepare shipment labels already, because with the first challenge you will get, of course, a sticker sheet for sure. And then there is the next slide where we ask certain questions around the tools. We would be very interested in the first challenge, which tools you try to integrate with Fiberplane Codegen. So did you try Google Gemini, or did you try to integrate with, I don't know, the Spotify API? And then there's a question that is optional, that you can share what went well and what didn't went well. And that's everything you need for the submission.
Awesome, thank you.
That was a lot. Nice. Any last advice for letting people off vibing the first challenge?
I would be remiss if I didn't say, the Fiberplane is a closed beta. It's not an open beta for a reason. So you will hit bugs. I feel like I would be dishonest if I didn't say that. And so we just asked, if you hit some weirdness, flag it in the Discord, and kind of on our side, the thanks for using our thing is we can help whenever you get stuck. and it's like it's free AI credits. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, I think. Yeah, and also be kind to each other, be kind to us if things are not working. I know it can be frustrating, but we try our best to solve
Trust
it.
me, it's twice as frustrating for us.
Harshil, any last vibing advices from your side?
Oof, I think for me, it's like, just have fun. Try to build something and ship something. That's what I have. That's what I've been doing, and I've been enjoying the process. So, just try to build and ship something, no matter how small you think it is. It's gonna be fun. Trust me. Once you start vibing with this AI tools.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I was happy this morning to get into the mindset of like, oh, I can build something fun, instead of like all of my interaction with Fiberplane in the past couple of weeks has been like trying to break it. And like, I don't know. It was just nice to like kick back and be like, I want to build something that I actually want to use and make it and see it happen. And that part's very fun.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I would say happy vibing, and I'm already curious to see what next week brings. I think we will reveal the second partner shortly. And yeah, keep us posted in the Web Summer chat if you have questions as well. And then we are looking forward to your submissions. And I would say that's a stream.